Hello everyone, welcome back to this array series in JavaScript. So today's question for the day is that we have to do linear search. Linear search. Like suppose your input array is 2, 1, 4, 5, 6. And if you have to find k is equal to 1. So what we have to go to the elements of the array and we have to check if k is 1 is present or not. So 1 is present, right? So either you can return true, or if the question says to return the index, then we will return the index, whatever it is. Now this question looks very easy. I think this is the easiest question you will get in this array series. But if the question says to return, like if your input was 2, 1, 1, 4, 5, 6. Now if the question says to return all the occurrence of 1, so this becomes 1, 1, you have to return, right? So this is the one way. So this we will along with this question we will be applying for this also. Now suppose you have an array of objects. This array can be of array of objects also. So let's suppose you have array of objects, like for example, if your a is 1, b is equal to something, this is one object. Second, a is equal to 2, b is equal to something like abc. So this is array of objects. Now in this case, how we will be applying this search operation? Okay, so these three topics we will be covering today. Now let's quickly come for the coding part. Method 1, very easy, right? Single iteration. For let I is equal to 0, I is less than 1, I plus plus. Again, what is n over here? N is the length of the array. If array of I equals to what? K was, right? If array of I equals to K, return I. If it says index, return index. If it says true, return true, whatever it says. If you don't return anything, then return -1 or return false, whatever the question statement says. So this was a method 1. If you talk of the time complexity, big of n, space complexity, big of n. Straightforward question. Now same thing we can implement using inbuilt method. Inbuilt method what? Array.find, and now this takes an arrow function. So x equals to array.find x. Now where item x is equals to okay. So this will return the first occurrence it will return. Now if the question says, now remember this find returns an in element. Find will return an element. It won't return whether it is present or not. It will return element. Like for example, if your element is something 1, 2, 3, 4, and if the question says find 3, then you will find 3. Now if you have to check whether it is present or not, if it is present or not, then we will use array.sum, where x equals to k. So this will return true or false. Okay. Next. Now if the question says return the array of elements, whatever the occurrence is there, like for example 4, 4, and if it says return all the occurrence of 4. So here in this case we will use array.filter. Remember, these are the operations that we generally use well in application. So array.filter, where x equals to item x equals to what? Okay. So this will return, this returns array of elements. Okay. Now suppose this find operation, sum operations, all these operations you are applying for the array of objects. Suppose you are given array of objects. Now in that case, how you will be applying? So array dot find. Now suppose you have item and you are to apply on the name. You're comparing on the name. So item dot name equals to, let's suppose you're comparing with Avi name. So this will return the first occurrence. If the says ki check whether Avi is present or not, an array at some item dot name. I'll request everyone to write and practice. So this will make the things very much clear. Array dot filter. If it is right, you have to return all the students whose name is details, whose name is Avi. So filter item dot name equals to Avi. Okay, so this way. So this will return all the students whose name is Avi. This will check whether you have any student present or not with the name of Avi. Now this will return the first student whose name is Avi. That's it for the day. Thank you. If you're still tuned, like this channel, subscribe. Have a good day.